Welcome to the Schemin Dreamin podcast. As always, it's me, your boy, Jake, and I am here with Ben Hutton. Ben, would you like to kick us off with the intro today? Forgot. Ben's not here today due to COVID issues, so we replaced him with former President Ronald Regan, who'll be my co-host today. Ronald, good to have you. Yep. A couple things I wanted to talk about today was the Addison Rae movie that was released on Netflix. And man, did that movie fucking suck. It was awful. If going into it, you're thinking, all right, this movie's going to be bad, and it's worse than what you think it's going to be. Like, no matter how prepared you feel you are for this, it's awful. It's god-awful. And a couple of the issues I have with this movie. One, she's terrible at acting. She's not good. The forced cameos from Kourtney Kardashian that occur throughout the movie were just awful too. She just kept calling her phone. That was it. And then she answered once and was like, "You're losing followers on Instagram." that was it. And yeah, they really forced the Kardashians into it. And when the girl that was like the main high school girl from She's All That was the mom in this movie, and she looked nothing like Addison Rae. Like, it was not even believable that she would be the mother. She looks like she's like 30.
I'm surprised they didn't just get her real mom to do it. Isn't her mom in like a bunch of her videos and stuff?
Yeah, Addison Rae will shake her ass in that camera right next to her mom, not feel a thing. But yeah, there's this one scene that really stuck out to me though. It still haunts me. I was in the shower, I watched it Friday night, and then I was still thinking about it Sunday when I was in the shower. And I even asked my girlfriend about it, and she said, "Stop fucking talking about the movie." So, so the scene I'm talking about is they threw this huge birthday party and for this girl, because they're all filthy rich. And she's like the best friend, and then turns out to be the villain in the movie. But there was this scene where it was a Great Gatsby themed party in high school. You know, we've all done that. We were all that lucky. But the main guy that Addison Rae changed, basically all they did to him was cut his hair and give him a suit. I mean, the guy was handsome as shit to begin with. Like, there's no point in this movie where I think, yeah, this dude's the biggest fucking loser at this school. Like, he didn't look like a threat. There's nothing. So, anyway, I'm getting off track. So, his little sister is also in the movie. I have no idea how old she was. She looked like she was 12. But she was getting forced upon by Addison Rae's ex-boyfriend. And she came, told her brother, and her brother was like, "I gotta fight you." So, they're in the backyard at this Great Gatsby like dance floor, and they're fighting, and the main guy in this movie, I forgot his name, Cameron Connor, something like that. He's like a karate master. Like, he did this spinning kick, and just in the chest, he was ducking punches like fucking Batman. Like, he was just throwing this dude around, and he beats the shit out of him. And Addison Rae, recorded the whole thing on Instagram Live. And the guy blew up, became an internet sensation, and then nobody once asked him how he knew these karate moves. Like, nothing. Like, he did it, beat the piss out of this guy, and they never said a word about it again. And that was a scene that really stuck out to me in that movie. The whole movie's just hot garbage.
So how did it compare to the Kissing Booth movies?
The Kissing Booth, I only saw the second one. I didn't see the first or the third. I just was in the middle of them. And I think the Kissing Booth movies were better not because of the acting, just because it's like those movies that are so bad that like you can watch them and be entertained. I was not entertained. Half this movie, I was cringing. I was like hiding my face. Like, oh, God. And my girlfriend was also doing the same thing. And there's this scene, another scene that stuck out to me, is Addison Rae saying, it was a song by Katy Perry. It was either Firework or Teenage Dream, one of them. and another birthday party. They all had their same birthdays in the same week in this movie, but it was a separate birthday party, and she sang it and she was dancing and she sounded terrible. Like, and all the kids are like, "Holy shit, she can sing too!" Like, "Oh my god, what can she do?" Like, everyone was just thinking that, and like it went on for a really long time too, and at the end, spoiler alert, they have prom, and they all just did like a dance routine, like a full on like Bring It On dance routine, and it looked like there was a TikTok. It felt like that's why they casted her. Like, I felt like I was just watching a massive TikTok at school.
Yeah, of course that's why they casted her. That's the same thing they do with, I don't know, I feel like they've done that with a bunch of people.
And I saw, the movie's getting such backlash because of that poor acting. And people were like, why was Addison Rae selected for this? They asked the main guy in the movie who acts in like some show on Netflix, I think Cobra Kai or something like that. And he was like, she auditioned, she went through the process, and that was it. Yeah, she was, yeah, it was not gonna kickstart her into lead actress. I don't think it's gonna get her an Oscar. But this movie was worse than Miami Connections and The Shape of Water. This is taken over as the worst movie I've ever seen. And if you have a Netflix account, do not watch it. They do not deserve to get money off of this movie because it is just so bad. And another movie I watched recently was called Cooties. It's a Tubi movie. Shout out to Tubi. I feel like we've said that every single episode so far. But that movie had Frodo in it, and Dwight from The Office, and Meredith from The Office. And it was about this writer who's really bad at writing. And some parts of this movie were kind of funny. There were some lines that you were just like, that was pretty good. But the movie as a whole was awful. It was about these kids that ate these chicken nuggets that were like full of a disease, and they like kind of turned into zombies, basically. And they bit adults, but the adults couldn't turn into zombies. So it was just kids, just attacking adults. And they would have like warts and shit all over their face. And there was one scene where there was this kid whose name was Patriot. And I never laughed so hard at a movie. And Frodo goes, why are you named Patriot? And he goes, because I was born on 9/11 in 2001, and it's my destiny to go stop the Taliban. and Frodo goes, there's a lot to unpack right there. That was the only scene that Patriot talked. But he turned into the alpha zombie, and just like nothing happened. Like, they turned to zombies, they attacked the teachers at the school, the teachers all got away. Like, I don't even think any of them died, but they were killing kids for sure. And these kids were like in first grade. So you don't see that very often in movies these days. But the teachers got away, and then they were like seeing why like this happened. They figure it out. And then they got into a van, like this, then the van driver was on mushrooms, and they ended up just ending. Like, they did nothing to resolve the issue. Like, they just got in the van, and that was it. It was an hour and 20 minutes I'll never get back in my life. But I feel like I've said that about a lot of movies so far. So I got to start watching some good ones soon, I think. Or else I'm going to start going nuts.
I don't know, man. You're getting addicted to Tubi.
Dude, I need to get off Tubi. The ads are awful. They play 4 ads in a row. Feels like I'm watching it on TV, but they're saying fuck. And, yeah, Tubi's got some real bad movies. It's a free streaming service, and for a reason. There's nothing good on there. The highlighted movie on Tubi right now is Jupiter's Legacy. The one with
is that the
Mila Kunis
and Channing Tatum?
Yeah.
Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, Jupiter Ascending. I don't know what I was thinking. But
I heard that's terrible.
yeah, that's the movie that they won't stop promoting on Tubi. That it just kept popping up. When
Did you watch it yet?
No, I've never seen it. I don't think I'm going to because I've heard bad things about it. I was on Tubi because I wanted to watch Birdemic.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
Dude.
but
This is something that I, as a fan of your show, wanted everybody listening to know, is that like 2 episodes back or whatever, the episode called Birdemic, when Ben talks about that movie, he's never seen it.
no, he hasn't, and he's only watched the trailer, and he knows enough about the trailer to when the song's gonna come on, where it goes, "This is Birdemic." And I only remember that because I watched the trailer yesterday because I was trying to show my friends the movie. I was trying to get them on board to watch it, and they saw the trailer and they said, "No way, this is too far gone for our taste." Was actually what they said, because it is just so bad. The trailer's 3 minutes too, and the movie's like an hour, like 20 minutes. So like I feel like that takes up a chunk. Like you're seeing the whole movie in the trailer anyway. But the birds just like you can't they don't even look close to being real. They look like they're just flying around little white like balls with like drawn wings. It looks terrible. But I do want to see it. I will see it before I die. Put that in stone. I'll sign it with blood. I will see that movie. And another thing I want to talk about is Bishop Sycamore, the high school that does not exist. And it's just mind-blowing to me. If anybody who's listening doesn't know the situation with Bishop Sycamore, it's a high school football team that played on ESPN the other day. And all the players were like out of college, like grown men. And they somehow like made stats up on this website, like saying like their stats for the season. Like it looked real, like a real authentic website where you could put your stats in. And they played on ESPN and they lost 44-0. These grown men.
58. Actually.
Oh, it's 58?
58-0. Yeah.
Yeah. So they got destroyed by a bunch of high school kids. And one player on Bishop Sycamore tore their ACL in the middle of the game, and they had no records of the guy. So I think that's how they figured it out. But that whole team doesn't exist. I don't know how they pulled it off. There's gonna be documentaries made on it. Like it's just insane. And the head coach has an arrest warrant out for him.
They just fired him today, I think.
They fired him from the fake team?
Yeah.
Who fired him? Who was the authority?
I don't know. The Easter Bunny?
Yeah, I mean, Santa Claus came down with the warrant and said, "What's this?" But, yeah, they got destroyed. I feel like I could have made their team and did something. Like it's more embarrassing they lost 58-0 than they did all of this just to get destroyed on national TV. Speaking of football, I was at the Bills game last week and it was just disgustingly hot. Like it was like 90-something degrees. It must have been the hottest day recorded in human history. I was sweating so much the whole game. But it was worth it to see Josh Allen on the field, that beautiful man. When I was at the game, I went to a vendor there, and I was like, "Can I get 2 beers and a water?" And the vendor looks me dead in the eyes and goes, "The water's not for you." And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "We're not selling water." I was like, "Okay, I guess I'll take the beers." And I just went to my seat. But that was probably the most disrespectful thing any person's ever said to me.
So he sold you water, but he wouldn't.
No, he sold me beer.
You beer, but he didn't sell you water.
He said the water is not for me, and we ended up like when we were leaving, we were by like a vendor area, and a girl walks by, a worker. She's like, "Yeah, we can't even get water. Like there's people getting like wheelchaired around, like." because they're overheating. Like it was
So,
over 90 degrees.
Who was the water for? The people?
Him, I guess. I guess he was hogging the water.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that dude's not lasting in prison. Fuck him. If he's listening, fuck you, vendor at the Bills game.
Yeah, we know he's listening. Everybody that works there.
I hope Terry Pagula shoves a water bottle in your ass. Asshole.
He might.
Terry's wild.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
One thing you slid me that I really wanted to talk about was the parents. Did you know where this occurred?
Yeah, this happened in Michigan.
Michigan? So maybe he went to school. Maybe the son went to school with your fiance.
Yeah, probably.
But parents were forced to pay their own son $30,441 for throwing out his porn collection. Man, I cannot imagine what that collection must have been. I wonder how many.
Well, I guess it was a combination of magazines and toys and videos.
Wow, he had a whole thing going. Do you think I wonder if the parents, like, found it? Like, if he had a secret, like, thing in his room where he hid all of it? Because, like, you never want your parents to know that you're watching porn. And you definitely don't want them to know you have, like, a huge collection that's worth $30,000. So,
But there's no way you can hide it. If it's that much money, then it must be gigantic. It's got to take up a ton of space.
yeah, like, like, I don't know. Like, if he has his whole closet, like a secret compartment, but, like,
Well, I guess this guy got divorced, and so
So he's a grown man. It's not
he's a
like
grown man, yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like somebody our age.
No, I think he's like in his 40s, and so he had to move back in with his parents, and I guess he had to take the collection with him.
So you're telling me the guy who's got a porn collection that's worth $30,000 was not stable enough to live on his own?
Well,
That doesn't sound
who
right.
married him in the first place? That's what I want to know.
Maybe he found an actress, like one of
no way.
one of the vintage girls. I wonder what, like, movies he has, because, like, some of those movies you gotta be able to find on the internet, right?
Probably just about all of them.
Yeah, you could probably, like, all porn's free. Like, you can go, like, I could probably find the
Yeah.
Kim K sex tape right now.
What do you think was, of like those three groups, toys, magazines, videos, what do you think was where the most amount of
money?
money came from? Yeah. Which
I want to say it's the toys, but I could see him having, like, vintage magazines, like
some of those
magazines
yeah.
you can't find anywhere else.
Yeah, like some of those old hustler magazines go for like a lot of money, and people will always collect Playboys, I think.
But like a guy this horny that he has so much of it, like, those magazines probably aren't in great condition. They're probably sticky on the pages. So, like, I'm not sure, like, what. Yeah, that man is very horny. He's the horniest man alive in Michigan. And his poor parents, like, if he's, like, in his 40s, his parents are at least, like, 70, like late 60s or 70s. That's, like, if they have him in high school. So, like, they're, like, old as hell, going to court for to settle their lawsuit against their son, who's suing him for porn.
That's embarrassing. Do you think that when they found it, his dad like kept some for himself?
His dad was probably like, you know what? Maybe, I don't know what kind of stuff that both of those people are into, but, like, something must have been like, you know what? Good for him. like I'm proud of my son for having this. Like, this, like, or he must have been disgusted and been like, my son is just into the grossest, deepest shit in the porn industry. Like, because there's some gross shit. I actually watched. I was a senior in high school, and I was staying at one of my friend's house, and we watched this documentary on porn stars, like female porn stars. Because, like, male porn stars have it, like, way better than female porn stars, because, like, it's degrading for the females. And they live some disgusting, like, harsh lives. So I was in the video, in the movie I watched it, I think it was called Hot Girls Wanted. That's what it was called. And it was a group of like 5 girls, I think, and one guy lived in this house. And I think the guy was the owner, and he was also a porn star or director, one of the two. He was in the industry. But these girls were like barely 18. Maybe one was like in her 20s. But they would like they would be in some disgusting videos. Like they would be choked, like girls would have to like throw up, and then like guys would be like, eat your throw up, like fucking, or hit them. And like it was like some dark shit. And our main character, our main girl, was 18 years old in Texas, moved from Texas, and she got a boyfriend while she was doing porn. And her boyfriend, like, I don't know how that guy did it. Like, I feel like girls have sex so much in the porn industry, like they gotta do it like a lot in the day, and it wears them down, like their vaginas.
Oh yeah, I mean, you're getting like, you're not just having sex, like you're getting fucked.
Yeah,
you know
like,
what I mean?
Yeah, like they're going hard.
Yeah,
and there's no remorse. So this girl, like, if she was enjoying it, like the guy would probably be super pissed, probably wouldn't date her, you know? Like if she came home and was like, work was great today. Like,
well, you know what?
Probably enjoying it too much.
It's that thing, you know, like
Cocks.
It's their job.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. But so she was trying to get out of the porn industry after like meeting him, and like I think she met his family. It was like, yeah, I'm on camera. Not like, kind of like how I am, I guess. Like this kind of feels like the casting couch. But cut to Reagan. Yeah, cut to Reagan. What do you think, Reagan? Why'd you put the crack in the hood? So she ends up, she's like, I have no idea what I'm gonna. This is how the movie ended. She goes, I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I passed up on this cheerleading scholarship at Texas to be in porn. Like, man, she just went to Texas, like the University of Texas. But it like at the end, it kind of like said what every girl did, and like I think 2 of them are still in porn today. Like, like it was like months later. They were like, yeah, I love it. Like, she's a bitch. Like, I don't know how she like quit. Like, Bella Danger's like that too, I think.
I think all the like Adriana Chechik, like all the successful ones are like that. Like they're just kind of naturally inclined for it.
Yeah, like they love it.
Or at least that's what they present. So I don't know.
Because I remember one porn star went off on Twitter about like how the industry like really like hurt them. I think Lana Rhodes did. Because she said that if she could, she would take all the videos down.
Well, she retired recently, right? Okay.
She just had a kid. Kid probably just slid out. I go, slip inside. But, yeah, so she retired and, like, went off about how it's so bad. Like, she did stuff she hated and it was terrible for her mental health. Like, August Ames, R.I.P. We nut to you.
R.I.P.
We nut in your honor. And, like so many of them. And Bella Danger's like, you know what? It's great for me. You know, I make my living. Like,
she's going to college now.
Is she?
Yeah, I fucking forget where she's going, but yeah, she's going to college.
I gotta look this up where she's going, because that's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, she's going to school. She's getting her engineering degree.
What? You're kidding?
No, I don't know what she's
actually gonna perform like a Goodwill Hunting. She's working, doing porn in the library, and then she's solving math equations on the wall. Hold on. I just typed in a Bella Danger college. I know there's gonna be a porn video instead of like
her actual college.
Yeah. Man.
What would you do if you go into class and you see that she's sitting there? Because I feel like my first thing would be like, oh, there's no way that there's a girl that looks a lot like a Bella Danger, you know?
Yeah. Like you could just like if me and you are in class together, like if we're like at Fred, sitting in like one of the lecture halls, and we're sitting next to each other, and we're like, wait, that girl kind of looks like, I can't fucking think of it. Oh, Bella Danger. And then like, you're like, there's no way though, right? And then like they do attendance and like, a Bella? And she raised her hand and you're like, I would have to like,
Every head in the class turns.
dude, I would have to like stand up, like salute her, like be like, thank you so much for all you did for me in middle school. I think she goes to University of Miami.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, where else would she go? But like, that's gotta be so hard for her though. Like, like just being like walking in the class and then there's like every single guy just at once turns like they're like children of the corn or something, just stares at her.
Again, it all depends on who you are. You know what I mean? Like she obviously, like she does a ton of interviews and stuff like that. Like she's out there. Like she's obviously like facing it head on. Like she doesn't seem to. She's not letting people make her feel embarrassed for like what she's done. Because also like if I were in her position, I'd be like, you're the ones fucking jerking off to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like I'm what you look at. Like you come to me. But she she must have like the will like no other. Like I don't know how. Like I would be, if one video of me just like butt ass naked went around, I'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to that school anymore. I'm transferring, and I never want to see any of you again. Like I would just be fucking embarrassed as hell.
What? Well, this is not my thought. I was literally just listening to something that said this, but let me ask you this: would you be more embarrassed than if like, well, maybe this is the wrong way to put it, but imagine if you got convinced to do a porn video and it was like a throat fucking video. So you're just getting...
Am I getting throat fucked?
Yeah, so you're getting throat fucked. Somehow somebody's convinced you to just absolutely get your mouth destroyed.
All I need is a bottle of Henny, I guess.
I think that's what most people get paid in for that. But so imagine you do that and then you put it up on Pornhub and it's got like 11 views.
You know what? I'd be embarrassed. I would want millions of views because I'm happy nobody saw it, but like if I got convinced to go that far, I want to at least be successful. I'll get paid by Pornhub for it.
Yeah.
Like I would be a little embarrassed. I actually have a friend. He records himself a lot during sex, and it's funny, but he did it. He's done it a lot, and I think everybody has seen him do it. Like he shows the videos, he's not shy to, and it was with his girlfriend of like a couple of years, and they broke up, and he was really pissed because she had his clothes, and he really wanted this one pair of shorts back. And so he texts her and goes, he kept doing it over and over and over again. And she just was like, no, I'm not giving you your fucking clothes back. And he was like, if you don't give me my clothes back, I'm putting that video of us having sex on Pornhub. And so he got his shorts back.
That's illegal.
It's very illegal. She did not consent to it. But, well, she consented to the sex, but not to the video being posted.
I guess that's a good clarification.
Yeah, that was very much needed because I would not be friends with somebody that is like that.
People were friends with Bill Cosby.
And Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, that guy.
I just read, so there's this video game guy. There's this video game studio called Activision. They make Call of Duty games. And they've made that popular game Overwatch. And they had this guy, their CEO. So they got in some trouble because it was like a frat house there. Like their whole office was run, like they were pouring drinks on girls and stuff. Like it was basically just a giant frat house.
Girls that worked there? Or?
Yeah, like they would have girls like doing desk crawls, like getting poured beer on top of them. Like it was like blowing Coke in there. Like, and it turned into this huge thing because they're like, make Call of Duty like one of the biggest franchises in the world. And the CEO of it also has a share in Coke, like Coca-Cola. And he was caught on, he was in Epstein's little book I just read. Yeah.
Dude. There's a lot of people in there.
Yeah. So that's been a huge thing going around on the internet lately, along with Bishop Sycamore, who I think will sign Cam Newton. Book it. He just got released today. I think Cam Newton, he's not going to start anywhere. Bishop Sycamore, I'm saying, their quarterback tore his ACL during the game. They have no records of him. They have records of Cam Newton, and he is going to be the quarterback of Bishop Sycamore, and they're going to get their revenge on ESPN.
By the time this episode comes out, the ink's already going to be dry.
They're going to definitely need a new coach, though, because I think he might be in jail now.
Yeah, you think that coaching job was the one thing keeping him out of prison?
You know, I've seen a lot, like Coach Carter, where, you know, the only thing keeping those kids off the streets was their coach. And I think those players were keeping their coach off the streets. I think that it was a mutual thing. And I also am in a fantasy football league where I'm with Ben and Zach Roberts, and it's 18 men and $50 per person. And so it is a huge league, big payout. And last year I was eliminated week 13. My team name is eliminated week 13, and I refuse to change it. I've gotten multiple texts from the commissioner, big things in the group chat saying we all need to change our names because this is stupid that we all have eliminated week whatever as our name. And I'm keeping mine as eliminated week 13 because I have a chip on my shoulder. I have something to prove, and I want this money so bad. So I'm looking at you, Christian McCaffrey, you beautiful white man, to lead me to the promised land. I need to take my girlfriend out somewhere nice. I still can't find the Bella Danger thing. I'm trying to find it.
I'll look it up and see if I can find something.
The Dennis Rodman movie is being made. Is there any? Is that just a rumor? Is there like solidified?
It's in development, so who knows if it'll actually get made. But Dennis Rodman's producing it, and it's all focused around when he went to Vegas for those 2 days during the '98 finals.
Oh my God! I've already seen The Hangover. How many can they make?
That's what a lot of people are comparing it to.
Yeah.
Do you think? I mean, first of all, Kim Jong-un cameo.
Yeah, we could solve the North Korean crisis with Dennis Rodman still. He's a weird motherfucker. I have nothing but the utmost respect for Dennis Rodman. I hope we get him on the show one day, and I just want him to talk, you know? Just let him talk about what he's done. Because I watched one of his interviews on the Eric Andre show, and he was like, Eric Andre obviously asked him about the North Korea thing. He said, I'm not talking about that. I don't talk about anything else besides that. That's a quote what he said. And the other thing he asked him, this is what I really feel like Eric Andre should have dug deeper in. But Eric Andre asked him if he ever kissed someone who was dead on the lips. And Dennis Rodman said yes.
What?
Yes. And they just kind of brushed it off. But I feel like that's something that needs to be talked about more. So if we could get Dennis Rodman as a guest, I think my top 3 guests I would want on this would be Dennis Rodman. Charles Manson just died, right?
I think he died a while ago. That I can find. All I can find with a Bella Danger College is just so many porn
You know what?
videos.
I'll do more research on those later. But I think I think that I would want Dennis Rodman as my number 1 guest. Charles Manson if he's still alive.
No, he died in 2017.
Fuck. Marilyn Manson and Kanye West. Because I feel like I'm a huge Kanye West fan. If anybody doesn't know that. Donda. But I think that he's nuts. He's absolutely psycho. And I would love to hear him talk about the Kardashian household because I feel like that whole... Like, I think if the cameras are off there, there's some serious shit going on there. Like, I feel like... I just don't trust anyone there, you know? Like, I just feel like they're all up to some sneaky, weird shit. like worshiping Satan in the basement, like trying to get like Cthulhu to come through the basement floor. Like I feel like that's what Kris Jenner does. She's just, or maybe Kris Jenner on here. I feel like that'd be good. She's an honorable mention. Kris Jenner, honorable mention. I feel like she'd be great to have on here. She's a businesswoman first. Like if one of her kids died tomorrow, there'd be a camera at the funeral, and they'd be like, "Man, I just can't believe Chloe would die like that. Like, what a stupid bitch." And then Kris would be like, "Watch it." And then they'd be like, "No, you know what? She couldn't handle her food anyway. Like, she was always throwing up." Like, I feel like she would just be like try and get as much publicity as possible for it. Like, there's just nothing off limits to that woman. Like, if like North got kidnapped, like it would just be like broadcast on Instagram Live.
Well, that's the thing. Their currency is views, right? Like they're living
They started
crazy.
like all of that shit.
I would say Paris Hilton laid the groundwork, right?
Yeah.
Paris walked or crawled or whatever that saying is. Paris crawled so
Squirted?
Kim could run. Yeah. Oh my god.
But you ever see the movie she's in? House of Wax or whatever?
No, I've only ever seen her porn video.
She
Does a good job.
I've never seen it actually.
She is like pretty like she it's not like Kim's where it's like the thing is she's getting fucked. Like Paris Hilton's doing the work.
Really?
I think so. I think she seems very talented.
I watched a movie she was in. It was called House of Wax. It was made in like the early 2000s. Chad Michael Murray was in it. He was like the star. He was like the lead actor of it. It was a horror movie. I can't remember much from it besides Chad Michael Murray cutting off his own finger. But Paris Hilton had sex in that movie too. She had a sex scene. And the whole time, like, I knew I recognized her, but I couldn't tell if it was Paris Hilton. So I was just like so disconnected. But then I found out later that she was in it, and she was pretty bad in it. The movie was all right. Like, it wasn't terrible, but she wasn't great in it. She died. What you got, Ronald? Got anything you want to talk about? Your assassination attempt? The hot sauce? Oh, Ronald, you're speaking my language now. He's talking about WWE, baby. We are talking about John Cena. He's a huge John Cena guy. He's a huge Hulk Hogan guy, right, Ronald? I think that the wrestling episode from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is better than any wrestling that Vince McMahon has ever put on. You know what? Even football. I think it's better than any football he's put on, too. Because the fact that, like, that show is just so great. I love everything about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. If you've never seen it, just watch it. It's like the most casual viewing you could watch that you'll still laugh at. Like, just some of the things they get into are just insane. And I think that's a top tier show ever, along with, like, comedy wise. I think Workaholics, massively underrated.
Yeah, that show had like that show definitely does not, I think, get the mainstream type of love that it deserves, because that show is like really goddamn funny.
It's so funny. The episode where they do mushrooms in their office is always just their work office. And then one of the episodes that I've always like stuck with me, they did this one episode where they had this guy come in who was drug testing all the employees, and they were not going to pass the drug test, and they knew it. So they came up with this huge, like, Ocean's 11 elaborate heist throughout this episode where they were stealing their own pee back from this guy's cart that he wouldn't leave alone. He was like a Nazi for pee. And he just was, like, so obsessed with firing these three guys because they look like that they're, like, always on drugs. And so he became, like, totally obsessed with it. And he was just standing by his cart the whole time. They ended up, like, removing like a tile from the ceiling and stealing this jar of pee. And it was just so funny. You're not going to find many shows like that. And another one I like a lot is Letterkenny. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah.
think people are finally starting to get on board with Letterkenny.
That show is so funny. It's literally just about this guy trying to be the toughest guy in the middle of nowhere. And they nothing will happen for so long, and then they'll just rip off like 15 jokes in a row. And you're like, holy shit, what the hell was that? And then they just keep going. And I totally love that show. I'm going to Virginia soon this weekend for a wedding. Well, at the time of recording this, by the time it's released, I will have been there. I'm sure I'll be able to talk about some of the most ridiculous things that happened there. My family, I don't know if you know this, but my Fazlary side is ridiculous. I have this one cousin, John.
No.
He is the most ridiculous human to walk the earth. He lives in North Carolina. And one of the stories I'm going to tell about him is like he's I think he's 20 now, or he's 19. He's 19. And he was in high school. I think it was his senior year of high school. He calls me and he's like, yo, I have this huge presentation due for English class. And I didn't do anything. He's like, we've taken 2 weeks class time to do this. And in high school, class time is huge because you did not want to do anything at home. So he goes, I have to present it next period. He goes, and I only have my title slide done that says by John Fazlary. No, he goes, I don't know what my topic is. I haven't done anything. And so I was like, he goes, should I present something just ridiculous? And I was like, yeah. So he has somebody in his class record his presentation. He gets up there, and you can see the two slides. Like, you know how they got those smart boards? And one says, by John Fazlary. The next slide says, lig my balls. And he got suspended for it. He actually went up there and did it.
That is the difference between greatness and everybody else. Because there's a lot of people who might think that idea is funny.
Yeah.
But they would never do it.
No, they wouldn't go up there and like do that. Like
That's a different kind of genius, you know. That's a kind like an underrated kind of genius, I think.
Yeah, he just didn't give a fuck, and he got suspended for it, obviously. And he like I feel like most people would be like, should I do this? Or they'd be like, I didn't do anything in my presentation. The teacher would just get pissed. That's like a new form of pissed off that your teacher can have, though. Like your student went up there, and not only didn't he put his even topic in there, but he put ligma balls in there as well. But he's done some ridiculous things. The other time he showed me this is how he got suspended. Like, you know how you get that card that says like you have detention and like the reason why?
No.
So my high school at least did it, but you would get like a detention and reason why. Like it would like put like a list, like almost like a paragraph, like sentence.
Serious detention slip.
Yeah.
From like the 50s.
Yeah, you would get that at my school, and his school did it too, but his was a suspension slip. It was his freshman year of high school. So I was like, he goes, I got suspended from school today. And I was like, for what? And he goes, well, do you want me to just read what they wrote on the card? And I was like, yeah, sure. He goes, so my Spanish teacher is really hot. And he goes, so I said, hey, can I get your snap? And she said, no, I'm not allowed. You can't have any social media from a teacher. And so I said, you couldn't handle this 48-incher anyway. And so he got suspended from school for saying that to her. And that was a freshman year in high school.
Did he did he grow up near you originally?
He lived in Hamburg by me, which is like a few minutes from me.
Right.
And then he moved to North Carolina when he was like 10.
Interesting. The plot thickens because I I've always said that there's just something in the water where you guys live because so many people that you guys know are
just ridiculous.
just ridiculous. I mean, some of the funniest people ever. So that's very interesting that he only had to live there for a little bit for that to like seep into him.
Yeah, it must have just been like as soon as he took his first shit of his life there.
Yeah, probably.
But he he's done some stuff that I just feel like I can't talk about on this podcast, but he he comes up like every year, stays at my house. The one time when he was staying at my house, I was living, or I moved down to my basement, but I was living upstairs at the time, right next to my little brother, and he refuses to not sleep in my little brother's room. Like, he'll sleep on the floor. He'll pull a mattress in there, just sleep on the floor. So he wakes up like before my little brother, because my little brother wakes up at 3 p.m. every day, and it was like 11. He's like, "Yo, do you want to go get breakfast?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he goes, "All right, I just got pissed first." So he gets up, opens the window right next to where my little brother's sleeping, and pisses out the window. And the bathroom's like 3 steps away from my room. And I'm like, "Dude, why are you doing this?" He goes, "What?" And like, just so pissed off. Like it was just, like, I disgusted him. And he was like, What do you mean?" And I was like, "Dude, you're pissing. Like, you could just go in the bathroom." He goes, "This is so much easier. It's so much freer." So
that's a fair point.
Yeah, so that kid, I hope we get him on for an episode, but he's just a different breed of human. Like, my brother Matt thinks he's the top 3 dumbest human being to walk the earth, and I'm tempted to agree.
You're at 45 right now, but can I ask you fuck, marry, kill real quick?
Sure, go ahead.
Chris Farley, Kevin James, Jack Black.
Oh, we're doing a BBW version. Who is the second guy? It was Chris Farley, Jack Black, and who?
Kevin James.
Kevin James. I'm killing Kevin James. I fucking hate. I don't like his movies. I hate his movies.
Listen,
I like the Queen or the King of Queens.
Yeah.
I hate his movies. Like, he's out there just having fun.
Oh no, there was Zookeeper, right? That movie looked like shit.
Yeah, Zookeeper. That movie where he was a teacher. He was saving the school by being... Boom. Yeah, that movie. I hated the whole premise of that. I hate Grown Ups. I think those movies suck. Grown Ups 2 was, like, so bad.
Yeah.
There was no plot, and they just fought Taylor Lautner.
It's so weird that those movies are just about Adam Sandler having a really hot wife and doing better than all of his friends.
Yeah.
But, like, those movies specifically.
Yeah, it's just about how he was a basketball stud with a super hot wife, and he's hilarious.
And he's rich in Hollywood, and all his friends are, like, doing okay.
Yeah. They're just, yeah. So, it basically shows how Adam Sandler's whole group is besides Chris Rock. Because Chris Rock's actually a good stand-up comedian.
Oh, yeah. And he's got money for sure.
Yeah, but I like David Spade. Like, he's not really in stuff anymore. Like, I like David Spade. But, like, he's real hit or miss. Like, he's doing The Bachelor now.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah, it's weird. His whole situation's weird. So I'm killing Kevin James. I'm marrying Chris Farley because, rest in peace, that dude was a SNL legend. He used to kill me. Like, that van down by the river. Like, that's so funny. And then I'm fucking Jack Black because I also love Jack Black.
Yeah, Jack Black's the man. If you don't follow Jack Black on Instagram, you're missing out big time.
Him and John Cena are great on Instagram. John Cena posts himself like invisible, like his suit from the Suicide Squad. That's awesome.
No captions on any of his photos.
Never.
Either. He's just churning them out.
But straight up pictures.
Phenomenal.
It's like he's just going through his camera roll. It's awesome. But we'll end there. Hopefully Ben beats COVID. Let's go Bills.